Another quarterback situation. You were pretty high on Jaxson Dart, and photos are now coming out of Jaxson Dart, Tommy DeVito, Jameis Winston, and Russ throwing. I guess Russ pooped down his shorts. That's why he had to put his pants on.
No, he's always in full pad. He's always in full pad.
It's Russ. Pooped a hole through his shorts. I knew I was going to be able to get that out. But what do you think about that QB situation, Dano?
You're one of a kind.
Did you practice? Did you do OTAs with pants on?
Yeah, you put the pants on.
I did, just to be clear. OTAs I would wear.
Well, you have
You're
to.
a football player.
Yeah, you kick.
I was a bad athlete, so I probably had tights on to try to minimize the lack of athleticism or the presentation of it. Shorts a little bit, but
Okay.
Unless you pooped out.
I would say this for the Giants. The Giants are, and Dable and Shane, their head coach, GM. I think you probably lean Russell early on. And Russ is just really hoping to make sure that you guys are winning games, competitive, and that the future of the organization is that head coach and general manager. I think Russ can play good enough. We saw it last year to give you chances to win games, right? Give you chances to win games. And then I don't really believe that the Giants should rush Jaxson Dart in the least bit. I said this a little bit about Drake May last year, and obviously it paid dividends for them, New England, to play him. There's some flaws in Jaxson Dart's game that reminded me of Drake May. They're so physically talented. I call them lazy feet, and that could get you in danger in the league if you play too early. But if you're the Giants, you're probably thinking sometime like Thanksgiving world, playing Jaxson Dart. He's got to learn so much about quarterbacking the NFL and the huddle and the cadence. That throw was absolutely beautiful. He played so good in that game till the final 5 minutes. Huddle, cadence. Yeah, there's the first, I guess the thought process that, Jaxson Dart would get to the line of scrimmage and Lane Kiffin would tell him the coverage and the play all the time. And, that's a negative because he can't think. I actually look at it a little bit differently. If you're well coached, which I would believe he is at Ole Miss, as long as he knows why he's getting called or why the play is getting signaled from the sideline, that's all that matters. You got to know what we're getting into and why. You can teach a guy how to get you there, but you got to make sure he understands why we're calling those certain plays. And so I think that gives them the great chance to get him a good understanding of their offense. But I just wouldn't rush him because some of the physical flaws, which again were those lazy feet, but also just the style of offense that he played in college. You want to get him really comfortable getting out of the huddle and at the line of scrimmage before you put him in live games.
Yeah, and, he had to make a lot of big-time throws. So I think he's very
Big
comfortable
time.
in making big-time throws. Obviously, the team was put on his back on plenty of occasions. He's able to run. I love his moxie. I love everything about him. He just didn't make the playoff, and there wasn't a lot of massive games, whenever you talk about postseason stuff for him to play in. So I think that's why he slipped in the conversation a little bit. And then Connor found a stat. Go ahead,
Yeah,
comment.
it's something. I sent it to the group if you want to pull it up, but it's some sort of star predictor score prospect grade, SPS, and I guess he has the highest score ever. And then if you want to go in order, it goes Jaxson Dart with 100, and then Lamar 99, Hurts 99, Big Ben 98, Pat Mahomes 96. Yeah, there it is. And I guess this is some sort of accuracy. Yeah,
It's from EmpireMedia.com.
Yeah, but the actual thing, I forget where.
It's from EmpireMedia.com.
I'm sorry, those players not good?
Empire
It's Brady
Media.
Baller.
They made an article on it. I don't know what
10
the
for
actual
10.
test is from. Okay.
You don't
Good
think
name.
the SPS?
Well, I mean, shit,
It's a big deal.
They haven't missed. Those are all the guys they predicted would be stars.
Bangers.
Right? And they hit on all of them.
Did you not see Jackson's board work as well with Dayball, Dan? He knows it, okay?
I saw it, man. I mean, I was as high on him as I feel like I could be. So I thought he was going to be a top 10 pick, candidly. I told you guys this. I had a GM text me saying if they had a top 10 pick and they need a quarterback, they would take Jaxson Dart. So,
Looks big.
I think the Giants are in a really good place with him. I thought he reminded me a lot of Drake coming out last year. My favorite qualities in a quarterback is what do you do in moments of panic? That's just the reality of playing that position in the NFL is you're going to get into those oh my goodness moments. And I remember Joe Burrow coming out of school. I was like, he just does this better than everybody. Jaden Daniels had it last year, and I thought Jaxson Dart had it this year.
Okay, so whenever you say probably not until Thanksgiving-ish, and then you rattle off all the reasons why rookie quarterbacks could potentially not do well in the NFL, is that because he should watch Jameis or Russell kind of be a starter, and the Cleveland Browns don't have that situation, or because nobody's really thinking that the Giants are going to win a Super Bowl this year either? So,
Well, I think the thought process for me with the Giants is it starts with this, Pat. If I were the Giants and I could fast forward to 27, 28, I want Brian Dable to be his head coach. Like, I want Dable to be the guy that grooms this guy's NFL career. So you have to win. You have to be competitive this year if you're Dable and Joe Shane. And so the likelihood, or unless again he does stuff in camp that you're like, whoa, he's good. Like he's gonna be able to survive early on. But the likelihood that you can do that early and win games and be competitive and confirm that you're the head coach for next year and beyond is probably with Russell Wilson, more than likely. And so, again, unless things happen in training camp where this guy's running the show and he's commanding the huddle and owning the line of scrimmage, and you think he can handle some of the bumps in the road early on and get you in and out of your protections and make the right decisions and consistently play that position at a high level, then go play him. Yeah, then go play him. But I think with the Giants, that's different from the Browns is I think once the Browns made that trade, it was a clear declaration of we're looking forward at this position to 2026. And we want 2 first-round picks for it because that class has the chance to be loaded like last year's, where the Giants have kind of made the clear declaration when they take him in the first round of like, we really like this guy. We want the head coach to be with him, but there's the reality that they can't go 3-14.